Now we are to part C of this exercise, which is to prepare an unadjusted trial balance. The reason we're doing an unadjusted trial balance is to make sure our debits equal our credits. So it's just a check to make sure we've done everything right so far. So over in part C on the Excel file, you can see I've listed all the accounts, and what you're going to do is put the balances in columns S and T in the debit and credit columns. So you do it based on the balance of the account. So for cash, again, you could type in the balance, but I think it's going to be easier just to do equals. Go over here and click on F11, the balance of cash. Okay, now accounts receivable, I'm going to do the same thing. Again, it's a debit balance. Accounts receivable is an asset, has a normal debit balance, and that's what column it goes on in the trial balance. Office supplies. Office supplies, again, another asset. Going to click on that balance. Land. Oh, I see where it is. It's not exactly where I expected it, but I'm just going to keep clicking on the balances. In my example here, I've made them in bold so they're a little easier to see. Building. Let me find building. I see it. Okay. So we're going to do building, office furnishings. I'm going to go up here and pick the balance of office furnishings. You'll see I did balances even if I didn't have any activity in the account, just because if there was activity, I would be able to pick it up there. Okay, equipment then. Where is equipment? Right over here. Accounts payable. Now, accounts payable is a liability, right? And has a credit balance. So I'm going to switch over to the credit column and click on the balance for accounts payable, which is the 6,000 there. Long-term notes payable. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go down here and click the balance of long-term notes payable. Common stock. I'm going to do common stock. Click on that. Consulting revenue is also a credit balance, so I'm going to keep in the credit column. Now, utilities expense. Utilities expense is a expense and it has a debit balance, so I'm going to switch to the debit column. Click on the total. And telephone expense, I am going to click on the total telephone expense. Salaries expense is also a debit, so I'm going to go over here, click on it. Now, I have a dollar sign here. It's just a formatting thing, so it's going to bug me if I don't fix it. So I'm going to format this cell just like the cell above it. So I'm just going to do Format Painter. Typically, the first cell in a column is formatted with a dollar sign, so I'm just going to make that first accounts payable. Okay, so now here is the moment of truth. Do our debits equal our credits? So we're going to do an equal, and I'm going to sum this, end parenthesis, okay? And then I'm going to copy this over. I should be able to just copy the same thing, and woohoo! My debits equal my credits. So this exercise, we're done. We made sure we identified transactions and analyzed them. We wrote journal entries for them. We posted those journal entries to the accounts, to the T accounts in this case. And then we prepared an unadjusted trial balance to make sure our debits equal our credits. So that's it on this exercise.